Oh, hi. Let's talk about Canadian experience. This is something all the first generation immigrants have suffered from. I mean, very few don't have to face this problem. When I first came here, I don't know what it is, really means Canadian experience, but I just say, okay, since as a newcomer, I'm willing to work from the ground up, so I try to do whatever I can. And I feel this is too simple. Uh, but after all these years, I do believe if you're working in the managerial level or advanced level, is invoking represent the company or doing something with the teams if other company, then you better to have certain Canadian experience. I support that. But what they mean is Canadian experience later out is not really talk about this one. It's really about the trust, whether you trust you are a team member, a team player, what they can fit in the team culture, and work with others, and know what the boundary, the how to the relationship with other people, because different society have different setup, different boundary acceptance. Not everything is documented black and white. Some of them you just learn from your childhood, you're going to school and whatever is this. And that part, I would say, is some of the true Canadian experience. It's not rather just at your work. I mean, usually if they really look at your resume and give you, oh, you don't have experience with, it doesn't mean you don't have the know-how. You don't have, doesn't mean you don't know what to do your stuff. It just means they don't know whether you can fit in their team. I mean, okay, it's because I watch hockey and other things, I can totally relate to that. Even the best hockey player, wonderful goal scorer, he could be a toxic in the locker room. Even how good he was, if it doesn't fit in, it's ruin the whole team. Then you have the problem to try to cut his contract to trade him to other teams. Sometimes it's not even possible, and you have to consider buy out his contract, or you have to force to pay this player with the other team where all the team members complain. Eventually, everybody want to leave the team. This is bad. Uh, so I would say now I kind of understand it, but I not truly agree because we come from a culture that when you have the qualification and you go through certain courses, and we're supposed to have placement, people will look at you, give you a try. Well, I think it's that also the issue is back in Hong Kong, it's not that difficult to get rid of a guy. But here with the protection of union, if the post is union based, it's tough to get that guy out without a fight. So yeah, that's I think there was lots of the time is the people, if they don't know about you, they don't know whether they should hire you. Because all my experience, there's only one company. The records look at my documents and other stuff. Everybody just listen to my story. That's it. But is this a discrimination? I don't think so because I know back before I came to Canada, I'm I was hosted by guy in Ottawa for the factory training, and one afternoon he invited us to have a barbecue, and talk about, as mentioned about his wife, try to apply for the teaching position in Ontario. But however, her wife is was trained in PEI, so she actually have to undergo certain certification program in the university. So the recognition is not portable to all through the country. And most of the time, you have to go for certain certificate body. If the reciprocal recognition, that's good for you. Otherwise, you still have to struggle like the others. So I don't think this is something discrimination. It just say for the new immigrant, if he have to so disappointed, have to return to his home country. I mean, the country he or she originally born, and that is a lose-lose situation. Here they lose a quota. A person that's granted entry permission because of the qualification, and that's a family have to return with bitterness. That is, but while I can totally understand here, the culture is you look up the self, your things yourself. They train you in the high school. You look up your projects, info material to present, and sometimes you even look up your project title and other things. It just give you guidance if you ask for. If you need it, they show you guidance where you can find the material. And it's up to you to look for the material and resolve the problem. Unlike what we have back in Asia. So yeah, that is something giving me a hard time in the first 15 years to be a Canadian.